So anyway, well, we'll call the meeting to order. Although we're a small group, we do have a quorum established because with the founder-developer votes that are available, it gives us enough people quorum-wise. We're not voting on anything tonight, so we don't have any issues there also. So the quorum is established, so it is an official meeting. Let me do a couple of introductions before we really get into the end of the meeting. A little later in the presentation, Miles Preston is here. Miles is the Chief Executive Officer for Craig International. He'll be giving all of us a developer update a little later on in the agenda. What I want to do now is take some time to recognize the management staff. First off, those who don't know me, my name is Skip Davis. I'm the community manager. I just started my third year. It has really flown by, so it only seems like about 2.5 years, but 3 years is not bad. But most of you have probably met, talked to, had email correspondence with probably everybody that's sitting over here. So first, Brooke Whitehead. Brooke is my executive assistant. Brooke handles all the homeowner accounts. Hopefully any correspondence you've had with her is just thank you for paying your assessments and nothing else. But she's your direct contact for anything that's going on with your account, with billings, anything like that. She's going to be your contact. Holly Bates, next to Brooke. Holly is our lifestyle director. She's in charge of all the fun activities that we do in Craig Ranch. So she's got the envious position of working herself to death, but everybody loves her because it's all fun and happy stuff. Is that right, Holly? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Next is Dickie Shuttleworth. Dickie is our compliance director. Dickie you see driving through the community with the blacked out windows and bulletproof glass, that kind of thing. So she's in charge of patrolling the community on a daily basis. So again, if you've had any correspondence with Nikki in the past year, we hope it's that, yes, I'm taking care of my weeds, and yes, my fence looks nice, and yes, my car has been moved out of the driveway or whatever. So anyway, that's Nikki. Next, Liz Gaines. Liz is our office coordinator. She's at the front desk, and she handles every call that comes in to the office. So she doesn't, she knows everybody's name but not everybody's face. So if you get one of those things tonight where, oh, so you're so-and-so, it'll be coming from Liz probably. Good to have you with us, Liz. Tanya Fuller's next. Tanya handles all our AT&T accounts for our universe. So if you have, again, any questions, any issues, they all fall on Tanya. So if you have any questions about billings or what's going on with AT&T, she's going to be your contact. In our back row, far left, Jerry Wells. Jerry's our maintenance director. Jerry's in charge of really maintaining all the common areas of the entire community. So he's got his hands full, certainly on a daily basis, on a Monday through Sunday arrangement. So if you have any issues with or any questions along that realm, Jerry will be your contact. Jerry's nice enough to bring his crew with him tonight. I'm glad these guys are here. These are guys that you see in the community on a daily basis. We kind of wanted to put a name with some of these guys too. Mario Cortines there, Angel Coronado there, and what's your name? Carlos Humbol's right here, and Chris Grooms. And we'll leave Chris out. Chris handles everything to do with kind of a maintenance coordinator, works with Nikki in compliance. If you have things that you're going to do with, as far as signage, amenity rentals, Chris is kind of the host of all those activities. So I'm glad that these guys are going to be with us tonight. So, what we want to do first, staying on the agenda, if you'll turn to your page, I think it's the third page, is a copy of the 2010 annual meeting minutes from last year's meeting. If you can take some time to kind of review those, I'll look for a motion from somebody to approve the minutes as presented, but no rush, take your time to read those. So if I could have a motion to approve the minutes? Jeff Cole. And a second? Somebody? Moving through, on the financial section, 2010 year in review, we have a recap from 2010 on the financials right here. As you kind of go through these columns, we ended up the year in very strong shape. We had some good areas where we were able to cut back some expenses. One noticeably under contract services. We did a nice job on landscaping this year with the help of Jerry. Had Landscaping has been on board with us now for the last 3 years. They do a great job for us. They work with us and along with David Craig also in trying to keep Craig Ranch the way that he wants it to look. We want it to look, and hopefully the way that all the residents want it to look. So we were able to do a nice job working with them and keep those landscaping costs under control. That's with as much property as we have here. That's certainly an area that can get out of hand real quick. So they've worked very diligently with us to keep those numbers down. So we did a nice job with some savings there. I did have a question on our administrative costs. We were under quite a bit there. It's because we used to have a staff of 32 and now we have 8. So we've got, I'm just kidding. We just did a nice job of reining in our expenses in-house, things that we can control. I think in 2010 as opposed to 9, anything that we really had hands on that we could monitor and take care of ourselves, we really tightened the reins on administrative costs, landscaping costs this year. Those are the 2 biggest areas. So, but at the end of the year, we ended up in very good shape financially. We were able to send out another happy letter this year in December about no dues increases, or assessment increases for 2011, which is always good news for everybody. So again, from management side and from our side, it's probably the #1 goal for us starting the year is that we're constantly on a monthly basis trying to make sure that we keep everything under control. Because the last thing I want to do is to have to send that letter out in November, or the 1st of December. So we will continue to do our part to keep all of this in check for everybody.
Wait a second, excuse me. Looking at your 2010 year-end financial review and trying to read this thing, it doesn't make sense, at least to me, so maybe you can make heads or tails. Line 1, you have total income, and the leftmost column is lower than your budget. That obviously is a good thing. That has a negative variance. I understand the sign could be set as negative or positive. Line 2, administrative expenses, is obviously lower than your budgeted amount. Again, a very good thing. But if the variance is negative for your total income, then the variance is negative again for your administrative costs. Also, if you take some of these items and you take your actual year-end minus your budget, your variances don't match. You've got some mistakes on this.
Okay. I'll go over it with you after the meeting. We'll have time to go through any of these questions that you have on that. One thing on the variance at the top here on our revenues, the 2 biggest items, or the 2 biggest areas there that gave us our variance, one was on cable projections for UVerse. That came in about $25,000 less than what we had projected we would receive from that. And also what the other thing was on our transfers. Sometimes our transfer fees from sales of commercial property was less than historically what it had been, so we were low there too. The good thing was we weren't low delinquent-wise from residence assessments, so that's kind of what that number is. But I'll go over it. Everybody got a copy of this when we sent out the notice of the meeting, the 2011 budget, just so you will have that.
I have one more question before we move on to 2011.
Okay.
Can you just explain the developer loan line? What is that? I'm saying over $1 million for the last 2 years. I just don't understand what the developer loan is.
Can you speak up a little bit?
So I just don't understand what developer loan is. I'm saying over $1 million worth for the last 2 years. I'd just like to know what developer loan
Yeah,
means.
developer loan is just the shortfall that we need to meet our operating expenses, and it's projected at the start of the first of the year.
Is that a loan that the homeowners are going to eventually be responsible for paying back in the future?
It's set up as a loan. It would be up to the developer at the end of the development period to forgive the loan, or, I mean, it's a loan, and that's how it's written in the documents.
Okay, so that could be a potential future increase to our yearly dues then, right?
Sometime down the road. Let me, on our committee reports, I'm going to bring Jerry. Jerry is the chairman of the Parks and Rec Committee. Allow him to have him come up, introduce some committee members that are here, and talk a little bit about their 2010 activities.